Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. It's September 19th, 2013. I'm Logan Burgess. Joining me to my right here is Brock Shimano to help break down the action that we saw here on a Thursday in the grain market. Certainly kind of a mixed trade in Chicago. Let's jump into fire tip and see where the grains closed out the day. New crop corn up 4 cents, new crop beans down 8, and Chicago wheat was up 9 3/4. Certainly the thing early in the day getting the action started, Brock, was that export sales report. Supported beans a little bit in the early going, but we weren't able to hold those gains.
You know, we did get some good support from the export sales for soybeans initially, that we weren't able to hold those gains like you said. If we take a look at the numbers that were reported this morning by the USDA, you can see that corn, we got 437,000 metric tons were reported. That missed expectations on the low side. Soybeans, 923,000 metric tons, well above expectations there, and wheat once again exceeded expectations at 704,000 metric tons. So good report for corn, or for soybeans and for wheat. Didn't lend too much support to the soybean market that really took it on the chin later in the session.
Yeah, you know, we did see some good selling or some strong selling enter the market there later in the day. Take a look here at a daily chart on that November soybean contract. You can see here the yellow line that we have drawn on here is the 1330 price level, and this seems to be an important price level for this contract right now. That was the highs that we printed back in early June. That was the bottom side of a gap left here recently. And just in the last couple of days, we've come down and tested that area, but we did find some buying support there. Bottom line, though, right now in the soybean market, the bias kind of seems to be more bearish here. Certainly, if we think back, we had some pretty darn good numbers out from the USDA on Thursday in terms of ending stocks. We would have thought that would have supported price. Yesterday, we had the surprise Fed announcement, and neither one of these kind of pretty good bullish stories were really able to rally price. So that makes me think that we may be drifting lower here. Kind of the last thing that may really put a strong bid into this market, I guess, until the September 30th grain stocks report is the frost freeze concern that we've talked about quite a bit here on GrainTV. But take a look here at this map provided by Planalytics. This takes us through October 2nd, and on average, we're expecting above average temperatures for much of the Corn Belt here. So I think that that's been reflected a little bit in price here. People are getting a little bit less concerned about the frost threat, and as a result, we're seeing some longs get taken off the table here.
You know, and I'm kind of wondering where the next bullish story is going to come from. We don't really have the threat of frost freeze like you were mentioning. We don't really have an overly bullish demand story shaping up out there.
Right.
So I'm kind of wondering, where is the bullish information going to come from? I think it's going to end up being pressured lower. The market's going to be pressured lower by what's going on with harvest. We're going to start to get some initial yield results out of the fields.
Right.
I think that's going to end up pushing the market down and continue to drift a little bit lower with really the lack of fresh fundamental news out there.
Yeah, certainly. And you know, as we are kind of getting to that time in the marketing year where we are going to start getting some of those early harvest results, we'll help keep you posted on that here on GrainTV and on Twitter as well. At GrainTV is where you can find us over there. But I agree with you, Brock. I wouldn't be surprised if we did just kind of grind lower here, certainly until we get that next good bullish story. We'll help keep you posted on that here on GrainTV. Thanks a lot for joining us here on a Thursday, though, that saw kind of a mixed trade out of the grain market. As I said, watch that price level 1330 on soybeans. We'll have to see if it can hold tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow to wrap up the action